Welcome to Devil's Den, one of the world's most unique scuba and snorkeling sites. In this video, we'll go over the things you need to know to help make your visit as safe and enjoyable as possible. Devil's Den is Florida's only popular dive site, where you must first enter an air-filled chamber in order to get to the water. You enter the den by means of a stairway built into the rock that emerges from the side of the den and leads to the water below. The entrance to the stairs is just opposite the dive store. The opening at the top of the den can create some very dramatic lighting effects. Divers have compared it to being in an underwater cathedral. Your visit to the den starts above water at our full-service dive center. Here is where you check in, complete or turn in waivers, and pick up any rental equipment you may need. When you are finished in the dive center, you can drive around to the special short-term parking area that is for scuba divers only and drop off your gear. Time here is limited to 10 minutes. After dropping off your equipment, you'll need to move to the larger parking area behind the dive center. Adjacent to the parking area, you'll find several picnic tables, cabanas, and pavilions. Groups can reserve cabanas and pavilions ahead of time. If you've not reserved one of these prior to coming, you can use any of the tables or cabanas that do not have a reserve sign on them. Inside the den, the most prominent feature is the dock that sits on top of the debris cone. Depending on water levels, the dock can be well above water or even slightly below it. Stairs leading from the dock help make getting in and out easy. It helps to think of the dock as the center of a large clock. That way, you can relate locations around the den to where the hands of a clock would point. Depths in the den can reach up to 50 feet, depending on water levels. The deepest depths will be at the base of the debris cone between 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. It's in these areas that you will find steel grates designed to help prevent divers from venturing into areas that could be dangerous. In many locations around the edge of the den, you'll find swim-throughs created by large boulders lying on top of others. Between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock, there are some fractures, fissures, and bedding planes that lead away from the center of the den. We'll talk more about these shortly. Instructors will find several training platforms located in approximately 15 to 20 feet of water, between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. 2 of these have ascent-descent lines permanently attached. Because of the limited light from above, you'll find it's darker underwater than it is at your local dive sites. If you are doing things right, you won't need a light to see, but having one makes things a lot more enjoyable. Beyond those normally inherent in diving, each site has its own unique risks and hazards. Devil's Den is no exception. The stairs are steep and can be slippery when wet. This applies to both the stairs leading to the dock and those leading into the water. Use handrails when available and step carefully. The ceiling at the top of the wooden stairs is very low. You will need to duck to avoid hitting your head. Only one person at a time is allowed on the stairs. Also, due to their heavy equipment, scuba divers have the right of way at all times, both on the stairs and deck. Underwater, the biggest hazard is the inward-sloping walls and overhanging ledges. You need to assume that there is always something overhead. Always look up before coming up. If you elect to go through any of the swim-throughs formed by the large boulders at the bottom, remember to cover your light and look for daylight at the other end before proceeding. If you see light, you're good to go. Otherwise, stay out. The fractures, fissures, and bedding planes located along the walls of the den do not lead to anything interesting other than easily disturbed silt and zero visibility. Stay on the safe side of any warning signs and do not enter any passageways without daylight at the other end. There is no lifeguard on duty. This is why we don't allow swimmers. If you are in the den, you need to have a mask and fins with you and wear them in the water. Devil's Den can comfortably accommodate a number of divers and snorkelers, as long as everyone is considerate of others. Start by not blocking access to the stairs or leaving equipment where it could block others' access. Similarly, do not leave equipment unattended on the dock or stairs leading to the water. Not only can this get in people's way, they can trip on it and can be accidentally knocked over the side. The only things that should be going down the stairs with you are those items that will actually be going underwater. The dock can only hold a limited number of people, with divers and snorkelers coming and going constantly. Do not congregate on the dock or get in others' way. Snorkelers should use the stairs at the far end of the dock and leave the stairs on the left for scuba divers. Remember that the exceptional visibility is among the leading reasons divers visit Devil's Den. If you stir up sediment, you not only diminish your own enjoyment, but that of other divers as well. Wear the least weight possible and practice good buoyancy control and trim. Keep your fins as still as possible when on the surface, and use propulsion techniques that reduce silting. Help us in protecting the natural beauty that draws visitors to this unique underground attraction. It should go without saying that carving initials on rocks or taking souvenirs is completely unacceptable. Also, do not climb on any of the rocks at the edge of the water. They are fragile and easily damaged. Here are the things you need to remember when diving Devil's Den. Take with you only those items that are actually going underwater. You must have fins with you to descend the stairs and enter the water. Only one person at a time on the stairs. No jumping, diving, or giant stride entries. Don't enter any opening unless you can see light at the other end. And no climbing on rocks or defacing natural formations. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are happy to help you in any way we can.